Hey guys, Steven here, and we're here with Mario De Micco, aka Darren Natch on DB. Don't pressure my French. And he's here to show us his Bystial Fiendsmith deck that he managed to get top 64 at YCS Orlando with.
Yeah, so I'm not really a fan of like ryzeals, and I wanted something that can have a good meta call. So I was counting that I would play a lot of Fiendsmith Ryzeal or ryzeal variants, which actually happened a lot. I think like 8 or 9 of my rounds I played versus one of variants or even Mitsurugi, and this deck just has like a pretty good matchup against it. As you can see at the stack on the sides, that like most of my deck is actually just all hand traps with a little bit of engine, and the idea is that you just play an extremely good grind game. Even if you go first or you go second, you're gonna be good. You can pass on 5 hand traps and still win because you are playing the Fiendsmith package. So that being said, I did max out on all of the Fiendsmith cards except the Lurie. Lacrima is very insane in this deck because like with any Bystial you can make Light and Dark Chaos Angel instantly. The Lubellions were also very good, but as you can notice, it's not a lot of engine / starters. So I was actually considering, I was playing originally Mirror Resonator. It's another Light Fiend card, but it could be an extender as well. But after playing the deck enough, I realized like, although this is not a lot of starters, your hand traps, which also trade as bodies for themselves, can become starters. So this is perfect. I don't think I ever bricked this this event, and even if it was maybe one game, I still won it because you have nibs, you have all the Bystials, and you're good to go. So that being said, we're gonna go to the hand traps, which we have 3 nibs. Very good when paired with any other hand traps. Veilers were decently good, but sometimes awkward. One of the MVPs I think was Ogre. No one was really prepared for it this weekend. I hit a lot of dual drives with it. ryzeal Cross is just really good right now, and the fact that like Veiler and Ogres complement well with Bystials. You have 3 Ash, you have 3 Fuvaros. It's been a few times where I also like in this deck I just summon Requiem and I just pass turn, because if they take the challenge they'll basically lose because you're playing so many hand traps. And if they don't, you just have the Fiendsmith follow up already in your graveyard. So like they're kind of like forced to play, but if they do, they get punished. Now, the best part of the hand traps for me was actually the Bystials, which I am maxing out on everything, which people are going to be questioning like why the Serenairs. Serenair is actually like really good because it's a way how to get to your Lubellion very fast, and it's just very good in a Fiendsmith format. Like you're gonna see some cards in my extra deck too that like complement the Bystials, but like even when you open like Baldrake and Serenair, you're able to interrupt 2 Fiendsmiths, maybe their dual drive, and then you can send Lubellion, and then you can just tribute the Baldrake and you can go to Fiendsmith afterwards. So it's like how to get to your branded opening very fast. So overall the Bystials were very good. Now for the extra deck, it's a little bit standard, but not standard. So you have the Deseret, Necroquip. SP is actually very good with Branded Regain because you can banish your opponent's Light Dark, shuffle back, draw a card. Then you have your regular Fiendsmith package. 2 Requiem, you have to play 2. It's a very grindy deck. Almirage is actually very good. There's a certain combo that you can do with like any normal summon plus Bystial Serenair, but this does allow you to get full combo or just make SP. But the MVP of the deck is actually Crazy Beast. I must have stole like 7 to 12 games, I would say, just off this one card. So the idea is that you summon 2 Bystial monsters on your opponent's turn. You interrupt, let's say, the Requiem and their Engraver, and even if they get to their ryzeal Cross, they end on Detonator ryzeal Cross, you literally XYZ for Crazy Beast. You use its effect to try and attach the ryzeal Cross. They have to negate it. Then what's going to happen is that you can instantly, right after, go to battle phase, attack. It can protect itself, by the way, by battle or card effect, even for anything else on the field. But you would attack, and then you go like main phase 2, and you're going to summon a Zeus. Then you could use Zeus, and you're going to detach 2, maybe it might get interrupted, maybe it might not get interrupted, but then also you can reborn Crazy Beast from your graveyard and either use its effect again, depending on the current game state, if they imperm Zeus or not, you never know, because it doesn't have to detach from itself, it could detach from any XYZ materials on the field. So like, this card just checks Detonator right away. If your monsters survive, then you can start making Moon, or you can make a Typhon over it. It's like, Crazy Beast is like an insanely good card. It stole so many games, and it put so many people fields in check. So like 2 Bystials deals with the entire Fiendsmith and the entire ryzeal combo. We have M7. M7 is really good. You can dump Serenir. With Serenir, you dump Lubellion and then you make M7 to add back Lubellion, and you got your full Lubellion combo. Then you have Caesar, Typhon. Typhon's so good in this deck. Like, especially when you already have like branded the regains in rotation, and you're just constantly getting pluses. They can't out it. You out the Detonator. Like, it's just so good. And then we have the Chaos Angel. If your opponent just passes on like a 3-mat Detonator, very easy to out. You can just summon like Requiem. You'll activate like Engraver Engrave. They say no response. You chain Requiem. You summon Lacrimon. You can just make Chaos Angel. I know it's only light, but like that's how you get rid of it in this deck. And they can't like really do anything about it. It's like only Ash Blossom, but they may or may not do it in that scenario. That being said, we're gonna go to the side. So I was playing 3 Lancia. I only played 1 Maliss. We only played 1 game, super grindy, so never sided it in. I do have 3 Phantasme. I really like this card. It helps you sometimes like unbreak or like change your hands to the hand traps you actually want versus the certain deck. But it gets even better like when you complement this with Baldrake, because you're putting the body, and then it's like so layered, this deck. Like even your opponent talents, it's just so good. Like having like cards that you can special when they want to look at your hand. It's just with Baldrake, like they want to look at your hand, and you already have Phantasme, so you can special it and knowing you have a interruption. I did play 3 Cashier Fenrir. So the idea was that like this deck is very good, but it does struggle versus Bystials as well. So my idea is that going first, not versus Mitsurugi or any deck that can make like Exile Knight very fast, but it was more like summon Fenrir, do a little combo, and if they activate Jerusalem on you, you can just check it on your turn and their turn. So honestly, this card was very good. It plays well in 2 Shifter, as you guys may or may not have seen in my feature match, but I don't regret that at all. The MVP was Perilia. I did play like 5 pure ryzeals, and I drew this a lot versus them. It's totally unfair, but it's the best card. Like, I would not change this at all. I did have 3 Drolls. I only sided it once versus 10 Sky Striker Tenpai, but we never, like, I never got to use it at all. So overall, like, the only thing that I would change in the entire side deck is because your opponent, because your deck grinds so well, your opponents, even when you're in a winning game state, they don't want to scoop at all. So the problem I noticed is that like I lost like quite a few games today because I was not playing the time card. And whether it's Spooky Dogwood or something that I can use on my turn, I feel like my record would have been a lot better if I just had like 3 slots for time cards, because a lot of my game ones might have been like 25-30 minutes, just because sometimes I can't kill fast enough and the opponent doesn't want to scoop. So that would be something I would change in the future. I'm not sure if this deck needs Droll in the main deck, in the side deck. Like versus Mitsurugi, I don't actually want to Droll them when they're comboing. I want them to play so I can just hand trap them like crazy. I was more siding it when I start, because making a Caesar or having a Paradise is not good enough versus Mitsurugi. So I wanted like a Floodgate hand trap that I can just use M7 to add back every turn. So I still think this is important, but it might change in the future for some time cards. But other than that, it's a very fun deck, very grindy deck. If you guys are looking for something that isn't Ryze or Maliss, I would definitely pick this up. You know, it's very good. And I had a lot of fun with it. I had some of my most fun this event. So yeah, I do want to thank Santoli for putting me on his channel, and I will beat him next time. He did beat me in Swiss, but I will get the next one. But yeah, so thank you for everyone.
Thanks for the profile.
Thanks.